Hey guys, I'm Meg and welcome back to my channel. I want to get right into this, but first, if you like what you saw on this video, please make sure you subscribe and push the bell so that you won't miss any more of my videos. And if you could, give it a simple thumbs up. So with that, let's get started. So ask yourself, what does self-care mean to you? Another question, what do you do for self-care for yourself? This was something that I needed to learn how to take care of myself before taking care of other people, because before I was taking care of other people and putting myself on the back burner, I was getting burnt out and I was getting irritated and I was getting upset and I was aggravated all the time and I wasn't a nice person to be around. So I really had to dive in deep and figure out, what do I do for myself? What do I do for myself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically? Because let's get real, self-care impacts all those things in our daily life. So I went on the internet to see what other people's definition of self-care is. So somebody's definition of self-care was, self-care is an activity that we do deliberately in order to take care of our mental, emotional, and physical health. Good self-care is a key to improved mood, reduced anxiety. It's also a key to a good relationship with oneself and others. So like I said before, I was putting myself on the back burner. I wasn't taking care of myself. So I was a horrible person to sit there and listen to your problems, or sit there and give advice, because I looked like I didn't care, because I didn't care. I wasn't really listening. I was doing that thing that you do where you're like, cool, that's crazy, that's great, to try to shoo you off faster. And the relationship that I had with myself was non-existent. I didn't have one with myself. I was so off balance with everything, with spiritualness, with my emotions, with my mental health, physically in life. And I never took care of those things until now. And when people had told me, give back, take care of other people, I absolutely love that. But I took it so literally that I put myself behind everybody else. So at some point, I just started to explode because I wasn't doing anything for myself. I would wake up in the morning, I would be tired, I would go to work, I would work long days, I would come home, I would have to run back out for work, I would have to throw a quick meal together, go to Wendy's. So I wasn't nourishing my body correctly, and I was eating all these fats and all these sugars, and I really just didn't care. At some point I didn't care about myself or how I looked, and you could even tell I would throw on sweatpants and I would throw on a sweatshirt and throw my hair up. And I didn't do my makeup for a long time. I didn't straighten my hair. I didn't curl my hair. I just didn't look presentable because that's how I felt on the inside. I felt so chaotic on the inside, so it was showing on the outside. So I had to figure out what I like to do, what things I like to do to get me to the state of mind where I'm calm, where I'm at ease, where I can breathe, where I can think without all my thoughts being conjumbled in my head. And it took a long time to get to that point, but it got to the point where I was going to explode. And I did. And I took it out on everybody else around me. And I took it out on myself because obviously I wasn't taking care of myself. So it was just a horrible situation. So we see in everyday life how self-care is so important to us. So I had people list things that they emotionally do to help with self-care, physically, mentally. There was a couple others, that I was going to list, but the list was so long and some of them repeated themselves. So I figured this was good. This was a good start. And some of these ideas were really, really good. Like, I didn't even think about them. And some of the things I do now, and I didn't even think about that, okay, these things are helping me. These things are making me more at peace with myself and with others, and building a relationship with myself and building a relationship with others, and just improving life in general for me, for being happier and being able to love life instead of hating things. And the things that used to bother me so much, just those little things, the way that people used to breathe, they used to walk, all those things that aggravated me because I was so angry and I had so much pent up anger inside, those things don't bother me anymore. So I realized how important this is, and how important it is for me to remember on the daily to do some of these, so that I don't get back to that state of mind that I was in before. So for emotional, some people had listed, allow yourself to feel and express all your feelings. A lot of us hold our feelings inside. I know for myself, I held my feelings inside. For the longest time, I didn't know what I was feeling. I don't know if that makes sense. You know how when people give you a feelings chart and you go through, because you can be like, oh, I'm fine, I'm okay, but those aren't feelings. So they have to give you a feelings chart. So a lot of the emotions that I were feeling, you know, whether I was like sad or whatever it was coming out as anger, because I didn't want to look sad, because I thought that was weak. You know, even looking happy, I didn't want to look happy and laugh outside in public, because I didn't want people to judge me or look at me or whatever it was. Like, it sounds so stupid, but it was so big for me inside. Say positive things to yourself throughout the day, which is what I have to do now still. I have to wake up in the morning. I have to tell myself it's going to be a good day. I have to look in the mirror. I have to tell myself that I look pretty, that I look beautiful. If I have to weigh in at the doctor's, that the scale is just a number, that I'm trying everything that I can to get down in size and become healthier physically. And it's an all-day process. Even before I go to bed, I have to go through the day. I have to write a gratitude list, because sometimes I take a lot of these things for granted. Or sometimes I get so caught up in the day that I don't realize what I have compared to other people, or how good my life is compared to what other people are going through, the real problems that other people are going through. Somebody said, learn breathing techniques, which is great. Do one thing a day just because it makes you happy. Recite self-love affirmations. So that's basically what we were talking about before. You know, say nice things to yourself. So you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you write something on the sticky note and you say, I'm beautiful, I can do this, I'm amazing. And you stick them up on the mirror or the window or whatever it is. And when you get up in the morning, you look at it and you recite them all to yourself and you read them, and then you put a new one on there. And that really helps. And I thought it was stupid the first time that I had ever heard of it. And I was like, this is stupid. It's not going to help me. This is just a lot of work. I don't have time in the morning. I get up, I go, I run. And that was my problem. I got up, I ran, and I didn't take 2 seconds to myself to make sure that I was okay, that I was taking care of me before I went out into the world and took care of other people. Somebody else said, unfollow and unfriend toxic people on social media. Unfortunately, I've had to do this a lot lately, and it was okay. You know, it was sad in the beginning, but it was okay, because at the end of the day, those toxic people who like drama, who like chaos, who like to cause problems and not live in the solution, but live in the problems, that was okay when I was 23. That was okay when I was 19. That was okay when I wanted the attention from others that I really didn't need. It was causing unwanted attention, but I liked that attention. But now that I'm 27, I don't want that. I want to live a life where I'm happy, where I'm at peace. I don't need that attention. I give myself that attention. And that's the problem. I was filling a void with trying to get that attention from other people, doing toxic stuff, hanging out with toxic people, doing stupid things, causing drama, gossip, just all these different things. And it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay for my mental health. It wasn't okay for me to pass judgment on anybody else. Who am I to pass judgment on somebody? So I had to do something for myself, and I needed to remove these people from my life. And a lot of times people out around town will be like, I haven't seen you in forever. Well, there may be a reason why you haven't seen me in forever. There might be a reason why I haven't answered your text messages or your phone calls or your Facebook messages, whatever it may be, because I needed to take care of myself, because I didn't want to be a part of a group that was not making people feel wanted. We have cleanup, work area, sleeping area, and car. So we all know that when we have a clean area and we go to sleep, we usually sleep better. When we're living in chaos and our mind is all chaotic, that's usually what our surroundings look like. I know when my mind is so nuts and I can't turn that off switch off, that my room is crazy, the house is nuts, the car is disgusting. And as soon as I get that energy to go and clean it, and everything's smelling nicer, and it's just a better feeling altogether. I know I sleep better, I feel better, my energy improves. So that's another important thing to think about. Somebody else said journaling, which is awesome, because I never really like to write. I don't like writing. I don't really like reading. I'm more hands-on than anything. But when I started to write down the thoughts that were keeping me from thinking, when your thoughts get conjumbled in your head and you can't get a single thought out correctly. When I was journaling and I was writing down all the thoughts and the ideas that I had, it was clearing up space in my mind to be able to have clearer thoughts and clearer ideas and everything else. And it was just very therapeutic, just like the adult coloring books. It's very therapeutic. A lot of people with, like me, stressing and anxiety, depression, whatever it may be, use adult coloring books. And I think it is the greatest thing ever. It honestly is. It takes up time. It takes my mind off of things. And it really does take the stress and the anxiety away. And it gives you something creative to do, to open your mind and get new ideas, get the spark flowing. It says avoid toxic people. So we had just talked about that, whether it be social media, whether it be, in person or through text message or phone call, whatever it may be, avoid the toxic people, because who you hang around with is usually what you stink like. I know there's a saying, but I can't think of it. People said, find a new hobby. Intentionally schedule you time on your calendar, which is very important. And if you are like me or other people out there who are very where they have everything planned out for the day, it's very important, and it makes it 10 times easier just to plan that into your calendar, to schedule that into your calendar, because you can physically see it, and it reminds you, okay, let me just take an hour to myself to go do something that benefits me. Go to bed early, get that 7 to 8 hours. I know other people maybe focus better or work better off of less sleep, but getting the 7 to 8 hours is important. Eating better, just eating more fruits, eating more veggies, going and working out. Working out takes out a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. Drink more water. get a massage, get and spend time outside in the sun and in nature. I know when I get depressed or I'm not taking care of myself, I stay inside and sometimes I isolate. Not all the time, but when I get outside and I get in the sun and I get out and I see the nature and I see the birds and I see the flowers, things just feel better. Get your nails done. Buy some happy flowers. You know, the happy flowers are, I go out, I buy some bright flowers for the front room, for the kitchen, for my room, and they're bright flowers, and they just make the room look brighter and just look more like the space looks more energetic and more happy to be in. But somebody also said breathing meditations during the day. Do something nice for someone like outside in the street. But like I said, make sure that you're taking care of yourself before you take care of anybody else. Because if you don't help yourself first and better yourself, you can't be there for other people. It says donate money to a charity, which is great. There's so many charities around that people are trying to raise money, whether it be addiction, whether it be mental health, whether it be for, puppy rescues, whatever it is. It always feels good to be able to give back to the community or back to other people who don't have as much as you do. Even if you don't have much, you have more than other people do. So remember that. Sit somewhere quiet and collect your thoughts. I'll go into the most quiet room into the house. I'll go into the bedroom or something, and I will sit there and I will meditate and I will breathe, and it's just quiet and it's just me in the room, and it feels great. Afterwards, I feel like a brand new person. And it says vent by journaling and free writing, which we talked about. Pray. You can always pray. You can start the day over. You don't have a bad day, you can hit your knees and you can start over. You can pray. Start the day over. Take a trip to the beach. It's summertime. Take a trip to the beach with the family, with the friends. Go to the boardwalk. Go for a bike ride, hiking, fishing. Those are just some of the things that people have listed. And it's so amazing that some of these things are so easy that you can do it before you go to bed. You can sit there and you can meditate, or you can pray, or you can do the breathing techniques, or you can journal throughout the day, or when you wake up, you can write the affirmations down on your mirror. And then before you go to sleep, you can look at the same mirror and you can repeat that. You can do so many things to help yourself. And while you're helping yourself and you're working on yourself, people can see that there's a change in you, that you glow differently when you're actually happy. So when you're working on yourself, you can be an example for somebody else who may be going through the same thing. So we realize how important self-care is. So ask yourself this question: what are you doing for yourself for self-care? It is so important. So until next time, have a good day. Bye.